Hey guys, this is a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Pisces in your chart, if you're just drawn to this video, if you're cross-watching, like for somebody else who's a Pisces, if this doesn't resonate with you or for more of a complete picture, check out my other videos that I've either already made or will make in the future that are of all the same stuff I just said. Thank you so much for those of you who have asked and contributed about donations for reciprocity of energy, or if this video really helped you out. It means a lot for those of you who donate and give back. For that and for services, so thank you for that too. I love working with you guys and connecting with you guys. All the information is in the description box below. My PayPal information, my email information, the services information, so read all of it, including the disclaimer. However, I don't have up yet my shamanic services, which would be like a shamanic illumination. So if you have need stuff cleared out of your energy field, imbalances, if you need energy put in your energy field, energy taken out, attachments, cords, just really energetic imbalances and cleaning out, or a shamanic soul retrieval for soul fragments that need to come back, soul contracts, like say if there's old outdated ones that you needed removed, or putting new contracts in, any shamanic services, I'll be adding those soon, but if you're interested, email me about that. Crystalline consciousness technique, which I'll be doing a video about, but that uses sacred geometry, and it's really high vibration, and it clears energy and healing and stuff really quickly. I just started doing that, and I've been using it a lot myself, and it's a bunch of amazingness. So I will do a video explaining more, but I'm actually going to start doing more of that on my channel as well. So if you're interested, whether it's relationship stuff, your own healing stuff you're having a hard time letting go of, things you can't figure out, I'll be adding that on. Email me if you're interested about that. Also, I'll be starting to do more of light language and doing that personally for people as well, doing more videos on that. So I do that as well. I don't have it on my description box yet. Also, if you can't, donate or do like a service, please know that it's just as much of a donation by liking the video, sharing the video, and especially like liking and commenting on the video. I read all the comments, even if I don't have time to respond to all of them. And I love connecting to your guys' energy and just reading about you guys and connecting with you and seeing how it resonates, or your guys' thoughts or whatever. So it takes 2 seconds. Like, please do that. It really helps me and my channel. Also, subscribe at the same time, hit the bell, click all. I put out different types of videos, and we'll be putting out more. Make sure you are actually subscribed though, and the bell is hit, because sometimes I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but people think they are and they're not. So make sure you are, okay? I think that's all for now. If I think of anything else, I'll let you guys know. I'm just going to get started with your cards. Pretty sure I know what's going on here, but you don't know. Sometimes it changes as I channel. So let's get started with the center of your reading. You have the King of Wands. And I kind of get 2 things from this. Like, I'm pretty sure I said in the beginning of this was Pisces, right? I hope so. Anyways, I feel like this is you, but I also feel like this is somebody else. I feel like you're needing to take action and do something and be like more fiery, like going forth, taking action, being like decisive. It's like an energy that you're like needing to do. But I also feel this is someone else around you that you're kind of stuck to or stuck on. Like, you're stuck in your mind about, or you're literally... Because a big energy I'm getting from this spread is like you wanting to let somebody go, or them not have control over you, or like just separate yourself from somebody, whether it's physically, energetically, mentally, whatever. There's a lot of confusion kind of here. I just think you want to be in your own energy and have your own sovereignty and your own, like, independence. Like, you know, the King of Wands, he's a very sovereign sign, very independent, very just within his own energy, knowing what he's doing, knowing how he feels, knowing what actions he's going to take. He just knows, and he does it, or he delegates it, one or the other, but he knows. And I think another energy that you're really embodying is the Queen of Pentacles. I think this is also you, and this is at the bottom of the deck. And there's something here about nurturing and remembering you, like valuing you. There's a lot here about, like, self-value. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, only because under the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups, you have the Death, you also have the Emperor, which I also sometimes put as, like, Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, especially. And then you have Eight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and then here's the King of Cups, Ten of Cups, the World, Nine of Swords, Four of Wands, Empress, Five of Cups. So again, Scorpio, the Star, Man, Justice. Some of you, just as a side note, might have also found something out about either somebody or this King of Wands person. And I think this King of Wands person might be the Scorpio energy as well. You have the Emperor with the Death, Six of Cups. Some of you might have found out, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but that they're either were doing stuff with other people, or, like, they're with somebody else, or, like, they even have a family, to where, like, either they're trapped or, like, you're trapped. Let's see. You're trapped in your mind about it. Like, it's them too. I just feel like their energy in this King of Wands is not in, like, King of Wands upright per se. So I do think it's mostly speaking of you and what you're doing, but I do think this person is coming as not like an upright King of Wands. But you're very feeling stuck in your head about it, like not taking action. And I think the reason why, I don't think I need to clarify that. That's what it is. The reason why in your foundation is the Page of Cups and Ace of Cups. And for me personally, what I'm feeling about this is I think that it's trying to get you emotionally, like, on a new endeavor of focusing on yourself, like healing heartbreak. There's something I feel also almost familial, to be honest, before even this person. But there's something of why you feel like, I don't know, like you're deserving of this, or why you want this, or why you're willing to settle for this, or that this is the best you can get, or that there's nothing better out there, or whatever. So I'm going to say this too, because I feel like I should say it right now, but, and I think it pertains to these cards. Like, I think you feel a lot of love. I do think you're really wounded, and I think you need to work through that. Because you also have at the bottom of this deck, this Oracle, Heal the Ouch. Which is funny because I pulled both of these up together. But Heal the Ouch. And then you have Intention. It's like this is, at least subconsciously, your intention of what you're trying to do here, whether you realize it or not, is to heal some type of wound, or you're just keep reopening some type of wound. And I feel like you have a lot of love to give, but you always think that this love is outside of you, or that you could only feel this good like giving this love to someone else. And if you really look at it, this love is you. Like, nobody else can make you feel that way. It took me a while to realize that. But if you feel so much when you're, like, around somebody, it's not that person necessarily. I mean, yes, you guys may have a strong tie or whatever, but it's not that person. It's just that for some reason, that person is able to mirror that stuff in you, or pull that out in you, which means it's in you. And it's you that you're feeling, it's you that you're wanting and going after. So a lot of times like what really hurts is when you have like a lot of love to give and you're really wanting to give it to somebody, especially when you don't know how to focus that love on yourself. It really then starts to hurt because you feel like you have all this love to give, you have all this buildup of energy, and you have nowhere to give it to because you also haven't learned how to give that to yourself and how to channel that into other ways. Like, how do you love you? Like, you can love you with all that same intensity that you love someone else, and it will actually do you better than loving someone else. And I think that's really what this is saying is, you know, the Page of Cups, maybe you're going back to a childhood wound and you're having to start from there on going forward. Like, you know, you're realizing you got stuck here emotionally and you're having to work forward from there. But also the Page of Cups is like, yes, it could be an offer. It could be a message. Maybe you have a love offer coming. Maybe. It's possible, I guess. I'll pull cards on this to see, but I still also think it means even if you have a love offer or a message, or maybe it's a child, I don't know. But mostly what I'm getting is this is like a new venture. It's a new, it's like the starting out in the emotional field of the Page of Cups, the cup suit. And to me, yes, this could be like a new love offer coming in, but I really view mostly like the Ace of Cups as this is your own cup runneth over. So it's almost like this is you starting on a new way of doing things, a new venture. This really resonates a lot with my Taurus reading, and usually my Pisces and Taurus readings do a lot of times go hand in hand. So I would definitely check out, you know, my Taurus reading as well, the last one, and really all of them. They usually do go hand in hand. But this is really giving this love to yourself and starting this new journey of doing something like different and really valuing yourself. And it's making it to where your cup, like you're filling your own cup, and that is now runneth over to where now you're more full and all of that. Tell me about the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So you have the Seven of Wands and the Tower. And that's what I'm saying. I think it's kind of bringing you to this to realize this because, like I said, I think for some of you, if not most of you, you figured something out that whether, or you already knew, but you're just deciding to go about things differently and you don't want to focus it. Tell me a little bit more about the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Yeah, I think because you have Knight of Wands reversed, Death reversed, the Empress upright, Seven of Swords upright, Ace of Swords upright, Ace of Pentacles reversed, and Queen of Pentacles. I think you decide to put an end to something and you know your worth. Like you learned about some deception and you're done with it. You're done with that beginning. You're done with that route. And you're ready to put the value and your energy into you. Like it's a reroute, basically. You're rerouting your energy and you're going about doing things in a new way. Like I said, this energy is very similar to Taurus. So please watch my last Taurus reading, if not like all of them. But you guys seem on a very similar path, which I do say, I always say that, like Taurus, to me, Taurus and Pisces were the two doormats of the zodiac. They're going to be the ones that are going to they're going to have the biggest lessons through all these energies coming in about worth. And you're definitely realizing it. In your past, you have the Nine of Cups. I think maybe at one time you really wanted this, or you thought you really wanted this. And it may have even made you happy. This person that you're dealing with may even be very smug, maybe act single. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. Yeah, you have Six of Cups. At one time it made you happy. Yeah. Six of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Star. It made you happy and was a wish fulfillment at one time. Whether you got it or just wanted it. I do think it does go with this other person, though, where they're a little smug and acting like they're single. Because it matches all the other stuff. I just get that you really didn't see. Like, you thought it was good for you. You didn't think it was bad or toxic. But it was because you really didn't see or learn a lesson yet. And it caused you some heartbreak. You just really didn't see. You weren't really able to move forward and kind of like level up or whatever because you just didn't see. Which could be also too with like this Nine of Cups where it's like this is blocking a lot. It's almost like a front or an image like, they're smug here presenting all this good things and happiness, but there's more going on behind the veil or something. There was you just really thought you wanted this and it really seemed like something at one time, but there was just a lot of stuff that you didn't see. And it was based on old karmic like wounds and hurts, but honestly, you probably just saw this whole thing through your own insecurities, your own wounds, and your own things you had to heal within yourself and from your own past. Basically, it's just really what I'm getting from it. You just didn't see a lot with this person or situation. In your thoughts, you have the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Swords, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So you're really wanting to move forward and make a different decision. Like, I just feel like you've learned something, or even if you don't fully know, like you're just at the very least getting that thought process where you don't want to be in this anymore. You don't want to be stuck anymore. Like, you want to go and see what else the world has to offer. Hopefully you're not, like, still just focused on something, like, one-way focus. Like, you're looking at all your options. Like, hopefully you're not running to this other option. Like, if you do have somebody literally who's coming in or offering an apology or something like that, like, hopefully you're not, just for the some of you that are, I feel most of you are honestly just wanting to do your own thing right now. But there is a small part of you that may actually be getting an offer. And instead of seeing the actual world around you, like, yeah, I know he's focusing on a world, but here's the actual world. And he's focusing on, sorry, it's not focusing, but whatever. He's not really focusing on this actual world. He's still focusing on some other world that may not even be real. So I'm going to pull a card on that just to see. But either way, you're wanting to move forward and get unstuck because there's some stuff you thought about or figured out, and you're working on that. Yeah, you have deception. Tell me about this Two of Wands for that little bit I was talking about. What's up with that? Romantic feelings. Yeah. So you have romantic feelings, retreat, and new love. Some of you, or maybe more of you than I think, I don't know, romantic feelings, retreat, new love, are, I hope you're not repeating the cycle. Tell me about this new person. Separation. I just want to see for the so many of you that you're planning on working with somebody else. Like, you want, some of you don't just want to go single. Some of you actually want to remove yourself from this situation to go to another situation. It's like, instead of again seeing the world around you, you're like focused just on something. Tell me the energy of this person those are going to. All right, I'm just gonna go on. I'm gonna say this real quick and then I'm gonna go on. Please take your time because you guys have to heal. And I don't really know whether this person, other person's energy, like how it's going to turn out, because it's really up in limbo right now. I feel like there's some of you, and you'll know who you are, who this resonates with, that this person also may be in something or have just gotten out of something. And maybe they're even separated at the moment, and then like you're trying to separate. So I don't know if like you guys are supposed to be together, like maybe it's some type of, you know, spiritual soulmate thing, or if you're just repeating the cycle. But you're really wanting to work on this other thing, whether it's just to go, and work on you. And then some of you are wanting to go to this other situation. And I mean, who am I to say if it's good or bad? Like, hit me up for a personal reading to know more specifically. This is a general reading, so it's hard to say. But some of you, these people are also getting out of this situation, or like fresh out, and they're still healing and doing stuff. So either way, whether you're choosing to go on your own and be with this person, this still applies in the way I was talking about it. Not just the love offer, but in the way of you have got to take this time to put this into yourself. For those of you who are going on to someone else, if you move on and you do not do this, you're either going to doom this other relationship, if it even has any possibility, or you're going to make it really hard on yourself. So, because it's still like in the way of this person still not seeing the real world around them. They're just seeing this world, like this that they want to see. It's because like you haven't healed that wound yet, like healed it out. Like you're still gonna see through certain eyes where, you know, hopefully you're not like, oh, well, this situation didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and now you think maybe this one will, and you're still not seeing the real world around you. So just be careful with that is all I'm saying. Let me know if you need help navigating these energies, or, you know, advice, or looking into this other person's energy. I didn't get anything real bad coming up. It just seems like they're also working through stuff, and their energy is a little and indecisive. So, you know, be careful. That's not a lot to really want to base a big grounded decision on somebody who it's still kind of up in the air. You know what I mean? They're not grounded in any way. They're not secure in any way. They're not even sure in any way. So just be careful with that, okay? Let me read this Peaks of Joy real quick to you, because it kind of matches this foundation energy, and since I'm hitting on it, I want to do it now. It's Peaks of Joy reversed. Peaks of Joy. It's reversed. You have, do you rely too heavily on your material achievements when you assess how happy you are? Perhaps you say, I'll be happy when I meet the right... Oh, that's funny. That's kind of what I was just saying. Perhaps you'll say, I'll be happy when I meet the right lover, make the right amount of money, reach my ideal weight, and so on. Why wait to arrive at the perfect destination before allowing you to experience sheer delight? This is a day for joy. Take a walk, listen to the songbird, scratch a kitty's head, play with a dog, look at a baby, and be in awe of life, which leads to a true sense of bliss. Be alive, be grateful, and know that happiness is an inside job. And that's kind of like exactly what I was saying, where it's like, you're like, well, since this didn't work out, like maybe this will. Like you keep having your sight like set on something else of, you know, what will make you happy. And just please be careful with that. How you see yourself, you have the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit, and you have the Knight of Wands. So I think you're really trying to weigh out like an option and what will be best for you, what you really want to do, what's worked in your past, what hasn't worked, what will be your best option. I think you are wanting to move away from this King of Wands, Knight of Wands energy. So in some ways, I think this Knight of Wands is the person you're dealing with right now. But I think it's kind of energy you're starting to embrace at the same time. Be careful with that though, because I don't I do think you should be taking action. So in that way, I think you should embrace the Knight of Wands energy. Don't be the Knight of Wands emotionally, though. Be the Knight of Wands in you being excited and taking action and going towards a new endeavor. But be the Knight of Wands in this way, about learning about yourself, focusing on yourself, and giving this all to yourself. Like, to heal yourself at the moment. Don't be the Knight of Wands and, you know, like basically Knight of Wands reverse type energy. Like, don't just run to someone else. Honestly, very similar to the King of Wands that you're wanting to leave behind. And the King of Wands does not just have to be a fire sign. It's just that's the energy they're embodying. Like, in a lot of ways, this energy that you would be doing if you were doing that wouldn't be much different than like what they're doing. Because this King of Wands, like whoever this is, it also embraces a lot of Scorpio energy though. They very much have other stuff going on. There's deviousness, holding on, third party, or lots of people, liking lots of attention, blah, blah, blah. This, if you run off and do this without healing this, like your energy really isn't going to be that different from this person. Just to let you know, like as a reality check there. Because they're trying to seek the same thing as you, but just going about it in a different way. And even though they're doing it with multiple people and like lying about it, they don't have it within themselves either. That's why they have all these other people or whatever it is they're doing. You're just trying to seek it through another person as well. It's just one. Either way, the core of the issue is the same. If you're following what I'm saying, like you just go about it in different ways, but the energy is the same. You try to do it through getting attention and love through giving love. Like if I give and it's good enough, I'll get love. I can only get love by giving love. And to some degree that's true, but that's not the only way. And this person gets attention and love by taking it. So they try to get like a bunch of people, right, that they can take it, they can receive. And most Pisces are that way. Theirs is through giving. That's why they're the doormats of the zodiac, one of them. So please heal that, because like let's say this other person, for those of you who are focusing on this, whatever this other new possible connection, it might actually be something that could be good for you. It like actually could. It could be all of what you want, or at least most in a reality standpoint. But they're still healing and they're all over the place. They're not grounded or secure yet. Coming with your codependent energies could turn this toxic, and same with theirs. But if you come with more of a grounded way and you heal your stuff, you could help that actually flourish into a good relationship. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, because you could lead by example and actually bring your Empress energy and help them evolve into an Emperor energy. And if they don't, well, then there's your answer. You bypassed a lot of crap. But if they do, you know, and you're like different, especially since I don't really get the energy, because they seem to be working through a lot and have transitioned recently out of something, it seems, or they're about to. They're either going to move too quickly and it's going to be toxic, or they're not going to want to go too fast either, which means they're going to rush in hot and heavy and then pull back because they're going to realize they're not really ready for all that. So, I don't know. What's in your environment? You have 7 of Swords, you have 4 of Pentacles, and you have 3 of Cups. So, I mean, full on. I mean, it's just somebody strategizing, doing other things they want to do, some deviousness, holding on, being closed off, partying, multiple people, you know, all that type of stuff. How they see you: 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. They see you just overgiving. and it's just a burden. You're weighing yourself down. No, you can't get up there. I mean, I don't know if they're actually like, oh, they're overgiving, but they just see you not really paying attention, and you're just giving and giving and giving and giving to your detriment. They know it. They see it. What are you doing? You want to come up here? Meanwhile, they're just taking and having fun. And they know it. Like, they see it, just to let you know. Like, they're not confused about it. In your hopes, you have the Three of Wands, you have the Sun, and you have the Moon. So, I think you are waiting. Some of you are waiting on another connection to come in. Somebody that you feel is like your perfect balance for some reason. But others of you that aren't waiting or connecting on a new connection, because I really look at, what are you doing? What did I say? The Sun and the Moon. The Sun is masculine. The Sun is masculine and the Moon is feminine. And I see it more as separated. Like, because in your fears is the Lovers. So I think what you're wanting and waiting on is, because the Lovers is also masculine and feminine. I think you're waiting on these masculine and feminine energies to be separate, because I think you're tied to somebody right now. I think you feel stuck more than just mentally. And I think you're waiting for these energies to separate. Like, you don't want this connection anymore. You don't want to be bound to this. You don't want to have to make these decisions. You don't want to have to work through this stuff anymore. You don't want to be the only one that's just giving. It's a burden. Like, you don't want the burden anymore. But like I said, some of you are waiting on these energies also to come together. Because your fears is the Lovers. I think you fear like having or just staying in this connection. Tell me about the Lovers. Oh, Fortune. It's like, some of you fear that you won't have a way out of this, that it's just like your karma, or it's just fated, or like you are disempowered. Like, you don't have the power or the resources or just the oomph within you to get out of this connection. Whether this is physically actually together, or whether this is just a spiritual connection. And like, you can feel it. You can feel the energetic bond. You could feel the tie. You could feel all of that. And it just sucks. Like, you're all up in your head about it. You feel like it controls you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you feel like it's something that's either karmic or outside of your control. It's universal. Like, it's bigger than you. And it's very disempowering. Like, you can't find your power within this connection. Which I have to say, I can't remember what reading I did this in. I think it was a past Taurus one. If you do feel this on a spiritual level, and the Lovers is a very spiritual type of card, please know you absolutely can use this energy to your benefit and use it to create and motivate you and do the stuff you need to do. If you're using it as a way of a crutch, or it's detrimental, or it's affecting you, it's you having kind of a victim mentality about it and not doing the work with it, or not knowing how, or just not wanting to take responsibility for the change that is needed. And maybe you just need help. Maybe you're just not seeing. Like, because I did get that before about there's just a lot of stuff you didn't see. Whether it was the wounds, whether it was about this person, like, you didn't see about this person. You didn't see what it was. Like, what was it about this person that attracted you to them? What is it? What is it about this tie? What is so strong with this? Because even if it's spiritual, like, it doesn't matter. It means that connection is connecting to you somewhere inside of you, and that's why it's so strong. It's meant to highlight or illuminate that and make it so annoying and so problematic to where you cannot not see it anymore. right? Because if it wasn't so pestering and annoying, you would be able to go on in life asleep and not noticing, right? Where is it pulling on you at? Where is it connecting to you at? This is what you need to see, because not only are you not seeing this with this person, or you weren't and you got yourself into a little bit of a pickle here, but you're also not seeing it about yourself. And you feel like it's out of your hands. This is a universal thing. This is a fated thing. This is spiritual. Like, you have no control or no power here. And that's absolutely not true. You just need to figure out where it's connecting to you at. And not only heal that wound, like exactly like it says here, heal the ouch. And intention, like, why are your intentions always finding this type of thing? Like, what is it trying to show you? Please hit me up for a personal reading. Like, I do a lot on inner child stuff. The CCT stuff I'm doing is also like great on this stuff, on finding like these wounds and healing this stuff. And not just here, it goes all the way up to like 12th dimension. And so it heals it so high up that it like trickles down into the 3rd dimension. So, and I've actually been working a lot with that, like privately on myself and my own issues in certain relationships to heal them. And have seen a lot of like great things even within myself. So this is not out of your control. Just so you know that. It's just something you're not seeing. I totally didn't go into your likely future. Your likely future is the 8 of Wands. So there could be communication. I think you start taking action. Or is that you finding something out? Tell me about the 8 of Wands. So you have the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is what I'm clarifying, and the 2 of Wands is in your crowning and what you're thinking. Eight of Wands. Some of you, I think, decide to move forward singly. Some of you decide to look at this situation differently. You might not even be in this situation. This whole thing could just be spiritual. And you just move forward. Some of you move forward to this other thing. This is a confusing energy. Tell me more about the 8 of Wands. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out because I feel like there's something that's being missed here. And I feel like a lot of you Pisces are about to miss what you're supposed to see or figure out. And possibly just try to avoid something happening that you don't want to happen, that maybe it needs to happen, or you just go into a whole nother cycle and you just completely miss the point of all of it. I don't know why, but I feel like that. And I don't know why. Like, I kind of have to sit here and think about it or figure it out for a minute, because it's trying to get you to do the Page of Cups and the Eight of Cups, which is what I was saying. Like, to not wait on... It's trying to help you end this codependent energy that you're not seeing. And put this into yourself and realize the happiness is you, the love is you, all of that is you. It's you. That's why it's still in you. It just hurts really bad because when you don't have the person or they hurt you, you have no one to give that to. Why? Because you're not giving it to yourself. So it hurts and it builds up and it really sits in your heart. And it's trying to show you this, but it's like, right, instead of learning that lesson, you either just say, and you succumb to this and like give up and don't see it. Or like some of you move on to something else. It's just like some stay in it, some go to something else, some free themselves, but they don't see it, and then they just like play games and mosey about and don't. It's like you don't figure out this whole Page of Cups and Eight of Cups lesson. Which sucks because I really thought it was like, I thought the Eight of Wands was good. Like you, really taking action, and it's just hard because it's different for what you guys are taking action doing. Let me just figure this out, because I don't know if I'm just feeling you guys missing something or if like I feel like I'm missing something. But I feel like there's something I'm supposed to say. Yeah, wisdom, and figure out what is the Eight of Wands. It's like you guys are trying to avoid this Tower and seeing and figuring something out. Because you either think that you can't do it, or you're not good enough, or you don't have the energy, or whatever. But you do. And because, you know, clarifying this is despondence. And it's like somebody who's like, I can't remember the exact wording, but like they don't have the energy to do something, or they don't know how to do it, or whatever. Like, I think they literally didn't have the energy. And then like, maybe to clean their house or something. I don't know. But, and then like, a storm comes through. And the shake up, you know, and the storm and the whatever knocks this person out of their stuck energy that they were in. And now because of like, you know, shaking things up and having to go and do it, they have the energy to do things. So I don't know if you're trying to avoid the Tower, but it's going to happen anyways. In your likely future, you are going to be taking action, because chances are something with the Tower maybe happens, or you see it or whatever, and something pushes you. Tell me another card about the Eight of... pushes you into it. Like something happens that pushes you out of this stuck energy. To where you do have energy to give. Like maybe someone around you like needs help, or you need to do stuff because something changes. Like something pushes you out of your energy, whether it's helping others, like you have to help others, or you have to help and do something, and it helps you expand and grow, maybe even heal this grief that you're feeling. And that's what really pushes you to take action. And I don't know, like maybe it's going to obviously be different for everybody because it's a general reading, but I think you're really at like a crossroads or an impasse right now. There's a switching of things happening in your life right now. That helps you become unstuck. So it's like saying have faith. I'm just wondering what... In your likely future... Okay, yeah, because that's why you have the stuck in the mud. So that's what I'm saying, being stuck. So in your likely future, you have the Seven of Cups and you have the King of Swords. I think you see... and you know now, and you like come out of confusion. Because the cards next to it is you have stuck in the mud. So here's you, stuck in the mud. And then you have One Ring Circus. And if I'm not mistaken, the One Ring Circus is realizing like you can do it on your own. You might even do it better on your own. You are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journeys. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you are able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who marry your wholeness. Exactly, this is what I'm saying. This is what the foundation's all about. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at a time. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's from this reading or something else happens that makes you figure this out. But it's like you see. But I feel like something happens that pushes you out of this. I mean, I guess you could choose to do it yourself because you're kind of already thinking about it. Maybe it's another relationship and that's what pushes you to where, I don't know, maybe whether that's supposed to work or not, at the very least it gets you out of this. I mean, that kind of sucks. Like, I don't want it really pushing on, you know, the codependency in that way, but maybe some of you need that. It still maintains the codependency, but maybe some of you need that energy. Let's see, for craps and giggles, if I can figure out maybe what is it that pushes you guys. But either way, like you do take action and you do start to see and see more clearly. Can you tell me anything like what happens to push this along? Something about your wound comes up. Like, I don't know if this person that you're either with or have a spiritual connection with, like maybe you're waiting on or whatever, I think they might trigger you in some way. You have rejection, service, and growth, and clarifying rejection is grief. And grief keeps coming up, and through all that stuff of what got pushed you forward, grief was the last thing that came up. That's why I was like, I think it heals you. I think you're pushed. This might actually be like a spiritual type of connection. They might actually literally push you into dealing with, like, heal the ouch you have here at the bottom of your card. They might actually be part of, like, what triggers you into healing this wound. Like, this was, it's kind of like what it was saying, where it was like destined or fated. So I will say you do have control over this. You're not totally disempowered. But maybe you guys do actually feel where you're like, you know, you could feel this on a spiritual level, or you know what's coming. Like, you know, even if you don't know what's going to happen in the long run with this connection, you know this person's contract or place in your life of what it's supposed to be. Like, you have gratitude, like you're happy, like they're here to help you. Destiny, enlightenment, release, wisdom, isolation, mysticism, joy, insecurity, perception, creation, soulmate. They're here. They're here to trigger you. Probably more than this, but at this moment in time, they're going to trigger you maybe through rejection of some sort. Whether you find out they're with somebody else, or they don't want to be with you, or they can't, or maybe it's like, even if they want to, they can't right now. Whatever it is, through some type of rejection, it triggers some type of grief in your heart in order for you to bring it up, process, and like heal the ouch. Which you do have grateful for. You are grateful for on a soul level. It is destined, and it's supposed to bring you enlightenment and healing and release so that you can switch your perception and have wisdom. What else can you tell me about this rejection? Yeah, like, it's actually, I asked, tell me more about the rejection, the grief, and it has renewal. And it has quest. It's going to, like, spit you right into your true and aligned you, and right on the road. It's weird because it's like, it's going to put you on the road that you need to be on. But the funny thing about this quest card is when it's like, it's not seeing like, oh, I need to go do this, and then you go and do it. I mean, kind of, but not fully. It's just that because this renewal happens, and there's an enlightenment and a release and a switch in perception and wisdom, like she or this person, it's not that the path was never there, it's just that they couldn't see it before because they were so focused. They couldn't see the world around them. They were so focused. And the path just now is illuminated. So it's like now you can see. Which is also why I think in your likely outcome, it says it has here with the 7 of Cups and the King of Swords. Like, you're not confused anymore. Like, you now know, you can now see. You're not going to be stuck anymore. Like, you're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to heal a lot of this codependent energy. You're going to be a lot more independent, and you're not going to be tied in this lover's way that you're thinking, where you're like, oh, like, I have to be this way. It's very disempowering. I don't have a choice, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not going to be that way anymore. I mean, even now, before this happens, you can still choose to use that to empower you, that connection. It could fuel you energy-wise. If you can move out of it perception-wise, out of bah humbug, and use that energy from your sacral and root chakra to fuel you energy-wise, you could absolutely still use it. But either way, through some type of tower moment, like hurt, they're going to make you process something that you have to see. Maybe you'll even become like a healer or start helping others or whatever. In some way, you know, maybe you have to care for somebody. Maybe some of you, like, some of them is just through rejection, or you realize they're doing something, or you'll never have it, or whatever. And then maybe some of you, you know, I'm not predicting this, I'm just saying maybe it's an option. Like, maybe it's even something like, they're sick, or something's wrong with them, or something. And it could be any varying level. It doesn't have to be like they're dying or whatever. But, and they need your help, or I don't know. Like, tell me about the service. So some of you might actually have to help them, but some of you, it's like this wound or this tie that is the codependency that causes you to overgive, and you grow beyond that. Because it's really showing, like, you know, the grief, like this, like the devil, and it's really in the heart, like the wound. Tell me one more about service. Faith. It's like, so you have faith and instinct. It's like, I want to say you know something. Like, I think what it does is it causes you to know and see what this wound and this insecurity is that makes you feel like you have to overgive. Like, to get love or whatever, to overgive. And like, you grow, you evolve, you become enlightened. It's definitely going to switch your perception, though. I'm sorry I keep going into, like, not talking. I'm just kind of sitting in the energy to see what else comes up. Whatever it is, it pushes you, though. And it's definitely in your heart chakra, because I could feel it in my heart, and you have grief, and then you have insecurity right in your heart. It really shows you something about yourself and your patterns. And it really just triggers something. However this person rejects. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just see what I can get in a general reading of what causes this as much as I can. I guess we'll put, where was it? Rejection up here is the idea. So I'm almost done. I'm going to wrap this up in a second. I just want to see, what can you tell me about this rejection that happens? I think this person tells you that they've moved on, or they're ready to be done with this and move on. Whatever it is, like they're putting you behind them. And it does really hurt, because as soon as I saw this card, this Chariot, it made my heart hurt really bad. Yeah. They're like, it's too much of a burden. There's it's too much work. It's too much of a burden. They'd rather just look ahead at the new, like, good energies before them. They don't want to work on it. They want to just, and that might even be like they talk and then say this. Like, it doesn't have to just be from the start. Be like, nope, I don't want to. Like, it could be like you talk about it and then everything's going great. And then it's like, all right, good. We talked about it. We settled that. Cool. And then they're like, we're done. I'm moving forward. I just wanted to close that up. I don't know. But either way, they want to just move forward and look forward. They want to be done with it. They want to be done with you. They want to be done with the burden. They don't want to focus on you. Some of you, I will say, there's some things they're not saying about something with their family or something else they're working on. Maybe they're just moving on with their family and mentally moving forward. I do have to say, though, and I don't know what way this goes for you. I don't know if this person really feels this way or not. Maybe they're trying to convince themselves of this, or maybe they just have other stuff going on that they're actually wanting to put time into and what they're doing, and maybe they want to invest in that, or maybe they don't want you to know. Like, maybe if they say this to you, it makes it to where they can do the stuff and you not know or see it, but they are somewhat putting a guard up. I don't know. Like, you guys would have to hit me up to go deeper into that, but there's just something here about, like, High Priestess, Ten of Cups. Page of Cups. Queen of Cups. 4 of Wands, 6 of Swords. There's a lot of queens here. Like, there's Queen of Cups. But I think the Queen of Wands, There's just a lot of stuckness here. Like, there's something I hope you really see. Like, let me see if I can pull something else in this rejection. They're going to tell you, though, they're moving forward and they don't want to focus on you. They're done with it. It's too much work. It's old news. They're just not into it. They don't want to do it. They want something that, like, makes them feel good and bright and whatever. There's so much burden and bleh to this and so much stuff. Like, honestly, I don't know. Maybe they'll work through it with you, or they'll just dodge it and, like, they don't want to deal with it. They'll either talk to you about it, own up to their stuff, and then be like, all right, I'm done, and try to close the cycle. Or they won't want to talk to you at all about it or face up to it and just try to avoid it and be like, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. It's been real. And just try to go into stuff that they haven't caused so much stuff with yet that, I don't know. Like, they can just be who they are. Like, it's just, you're too much of a burden right now. You, your connection, whatever. Obviously, you're feeling the same way, to be honest with you, because you're wanting it to separate. Maybe you'll even say the same thing to them. I think they just want to feel good, and they want to see, and there's just a lot of conflict as well. Let's see, from a spiritual perspective, what is this rejection about? I think whatever they say, though, I mean, although it breaks your heart, because maybe there was a little part of you that did have hope. I don't know. Like, they seem to say or do something that, like, eradicates all hope. The good news about that is, though, is it frees you. Whether it's you or them that says it. Somebody says it. Somebody rejects somebody because they say they're just moving forward and it's too much of a burden. They want to go to new things. But either way, it frees you. And you now, like, know who you are. Like, you're just beaming. And you're like, there's a lot of bittersweet energy. Like, I can feel a lot of release happening. There is going to be a lot of release through, especially the heart chakra, but throat chakra. Just a lot. Yeah, because you have release and wisdom. But there's going to be a lot of release. And it's going to just transform you and be so much lighter. Give me one card, please, about this on a soul level rejection, spiritual level rejection. The High Priestess. 6 of Cups. 6 of Wands. This, on a soul level, like I was saying earlier, because you have 6 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, is like meant to happen. So don't be too like on this person if you're not the one doing it. Because this is what's supposed to happen. It's meant to come in and help you. And probably help them too. But maybe they do what you didn't have the strength to do. And you have to, like, see the wand and the wound, and maybe you'll perceive it to heal you better. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking right. Like, maybe it'll help you change your perception to where, like, you could see it in a beneficial way and free you. Maybe you should have done this before, and now you're actually able to do it. But this is like High Priestess. You know, this is not only on a way higher level, but this is aligning you to your own higher self and your divinity. Like, it's aligning you. It's going to clear things out. It's going to move stuff. It's going to get gook and stuff out of you that needs to be removed and totally pop you into, like, High Priestess, Empress energy. You're going to now, like, see your worth. You're going to know how to move forward. You will be freed. In the same way you don't want this Lovers holding you down, like, you will be free. whatever it is that you say or they say, and this connection, it frees you and puts you into your independent energies, and helps you mentally move forward, and it puts you on your new beginning. You might even release like karma, like not only from yeah, see, like I accidentally picked up this card. I'm telling you, goddess, honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, love every part of you. Like, whatever this person does, or maybe it's you, like maybe you have to do it and you choose you in this moment and it just does something for you. So I don't know who does the rejecting. Apply it as necessary. But maybe you'll have to reject because you feel like it's what's best for you and it'll break your heart and you don't want to do it. To where you're like, I'm moving on, it's too much of a burden. Or maybe they say that to you. So, but this shift, whether you say it or they say it, maybe it's mutual, maybe you guys mutually decide upon it, to just release it, put you right into your goddess energy. I mean, just straight up higher self, high priestess, empress, like your divine feminine energy. And I really feel, honestly, like it's going to do it for them too. It's going to free them as well, which means then they can evolve into what they need to. Tell me about this rejection, this incident. Relationships, griefs, imagination. It's gonna really show you what's been blinding you and clouding your judgment. In this grief, it's in your heart center. Maybe it's that it shows you that you never picked you. What does this do for the other person, this moment? What does that do? Health. This is a lot of divine masculine and divine feminine energy going on here. Like on a spiritual level, not just I'm a female and a male dealing with each other. Because this matches the feminine and the masculine energies. Like you have, what it does for the feminine is relationships, grief, and imagination. It clears all that stuff and releases it out of her heart chakra. Grief. Which keeps coming up for you, grief. See, here it is too. Grief, insecurities, the wounds. What the masculines a lot of times deal with is fear, which, don't get me wrong, you know, feminines do too, but masculines have it on a whole different level. And they have, like how this will respond is health, fear, and growth. So they face some of their fears and they work on that and that stuff coming out. And you work on your grief. Like literally, you're both working on your codependent energy. So you go into your goddess. Let's see if this says anything about them. Like what it does for them. This is straight up, yeah, like a spiritual connection. Show me the other side of this. Yeah, strength. That's kind of the card exactly I was thinking of too, that was going to come out. Like I knew it was going to be like either the duo with the black and white or the black, like, because you have goddess, so here's you in this light energy, and this is like yin yang, light dark, masculine feminine. So the light energy, and you have goddess. Honor your divine feminine energy, see your inner beauty, love every part of you. And then they got strength. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. And this is a very masculine energy. Magic, make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. So, I mean, regardless whatever happens with you guys, like, this is very contracted and does what it was supposed to do. Tell me the likely outcome of this for both. Yeah, you have past lives. And that's the six. That's the vibe I was getting with the Six of Cups, too. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. That's exactly what I was feeling with the karma. Was that there's something not just from this lifetime, but another lifetime that you guys are healing. What is there any other partnership? Teamwork will make this a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support system. Can I get one more of an outcome? Leadership. Step into your leadership. Share your message. Inspire and empower others. You guys are literally going into your divine selves. This is a very spiritual, like, magical reading. This went from like 3D to like very spiritual and magical, like, very quickly. I mean, you both go into your divine selves, and I think you both even step into some type of like leadership or service, like, but you're both free after this. That's funny. The card at the bottom of the deck is love. Live wild and free. Choose your wisdom. Claim it. It's almost like these chains that have had you, and this not being able to see, this feeling like you were disempowered. You break free through this. This had to happen. And you'll both be free now, free to love, maybe to love who you want, maybe to love each other, maybe all the stuff that you guys had so it's like it could go two ways. I mean, there's obviously it can go more than that. You guys could be friends and you work together, or you can never talk to each other again. But you guys could also now love freely to other people and not like just keep thinking of each other or feel stuck to each other. And you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, I love them and I hate them. Like, why am I so tied to them? It's not good for me. You know what I mean? Or this could be so much love. Like, I remember in another reading I had, I think it was actually the Taurus reading, was it? I think so, where it was like, you know, the Hierophant and the Lovers or something very spiritual, and then the middle it was like Seven of Swords and Five of Swords. And it had a similar energy as this, where it was like there was so much love, which, yeah, there's going to be. This is a spiritual contract, like both decided to do this, so there's going to be a huge like attraction and love to be able to fulfill this. But there was so much love, but inside of that, like, intermingling and affecting that love was the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. It had to be released. It had to go. And so now you guys maybe now could be free to where, like, do you actually want to go and love other people? And you're free to do that. Your karma is released. The past life stuff's released. And maybe you guys can, like, leave each other alone and not be bound to each other anymore. Or you guys can actually move to, like, love each other and it be good and healthy because you've released all that karma between the two of you. Tell me about the freedom and the love. You have possibility. And you have receive. Raise your standards, elevate expectations. You have unlimited potential. Receive, be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. Patience, awareness, prosperity, magic. Receive what? And I don't know if it'll specifically tell me, because that's another thing, like, you can't know. And everybody's might be different. Like, some people might actually end up together, some don't, but either way it gets good. Like, you have prosperity. Like, you get rewarded for passing this cycle or releasing all of this. There's prosperity for both. Yeah, right as I'm saying that. Support. There's prosperity. Intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your... So it's almost like you have prosperity. And at that point, it's almost like, ding, ding, you passed that level, you passed that test. What do you want? And I don't know. I guess it's up to you. Like, do you really want good with career? Do you want money? Do you want love? Like, you will be rewarded. It's telling you to be clear and decisive, like, focus on what you want, because I think when you pass through this, it's almost like you're right, or what was promised, like, this prosperity is coming. What do you feel like you really have? And don't just go off old things either, because, like, old ones, like, oh, I really want the perfect person. Like, this is like the world is your oyster. Like, imagine, like, magic. Like, you've got a lot of possibilities here. Like, what do you really want? Like, think of all the things you can have. Miracles, polarity. Think of all of what you can have. Like, be careful on what you ask for, because basically don't limit yourself, because you've got a lot of options is what it's saying. It's not just about love or a person. Like, you get what I'm saying. It would be a broken record at this point. All right, let's pull one of these, and then I say we'll be done. No, maybe I'll pull one of those love cards too and just see what it says. And then we'll be done. So this is a crazy reading. I didn't really think it would turn into all this. Conscious, aware eating. Like, be careful who you're around and what you're bringing into your energy field or your body. You may all, because this may cause you to have an awakening. Like, seek the council of crystals. You may want to be, like, make sure you're eating high energy foods or things that are not really heavy on you, or, like, seek the council of crystals, like high energy of things that can help you. Because if you're going through an awakening, it'll help assist you through that. Because a lot of you are. Just so you know. I mean, it was all over in your thing about perception change, awakening, awareness, all that stuff. So, not a lot of processed foods. Either, like, not a lot of meat. Obviously listen to your own intuition, but maybe like a little bit of meat, like green vegetables. You may need to ask for help during this time. If you do, ask for it. Ask for what you want, be honest. Yeah, that's what the other card was saying. Like, really be honest about what you want and really think about what you want, because when this cycle ends and you go into a new cycle and this whole karmic thing is released, literally the universe is going to be trying to come in and, like, reward you with some energy. So really think about what you want and don't just go off past desires or energies or whatever. Like, think of the possibilities. because you're really going to be rewarded. And with prosperity and abundance, I just really feel it. The little fairy, appreciate the beauty and value of the exquisite and small. Yeah, like really think about it. Like have gratitude for everything that's going on and that's around you, and think of your possibilities. Like don't think small. So on the other hand, on one hand, be grateful for what you have, for all the simple things. And then also think of all the possibilities. And then it's not really that opposite if you think about it, because if you're somebody who's not grateful for the things you have in your life, you're going to ask for something mundane because you don't see the beauty you have in your life. You're going to be like, really? That's what you want? You're like, yeah, because I don't have it. No, you do. You're just not grateful for what's in your life. So really look for what you have and be grateful for what's in your life, what you already have, what is working, what is pleasant, especially now that your perception's different. You could see more properly what you already have. And then think of your possibilities so you don't ask for something you already have, or it's mundane, or it's just like, yo, I mean, it's like the difference of somebody being like, can I have $100? And they would have given you 10 million. Just saying. I mean, yes, be grateful that you have a little bit of money, but you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Is this it? Yeah. All right. So then we'll pull one from this on this love connection, and we'll call it a day because I'm just going to keep circling back and forth. It's crazy how much this turned. Like, I didn't see all that happening, or I thought it was just going to be a very 3D reading. I guess that's what I get, right? Because when you deal with, like, honestly, like Pisces and Taurus, like, especially Taurus, but Pisces and Taurus readings are always usually so much more spiritual and out there. So I should have known better. It's a pleasant surprise, though. That's funny. You have Eruption of Light. That's number 11 that just wanted to come out. But we'll pull one, too, just to see what's the main... Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. So, is there anything else? Anything else? What's the best card you could tell me about this connection? Book. Let's look at the connection first. So the swan, this is the one I asked about. What can you tell me about the connection? Gliding with grace, nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from the ego parading. Even though the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense the holding within of a core of... Even through the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense the holding within of a core of fearful separation from the divine. With grace, it allows all to be and moves amongst this world with inspiring light and grace. Paramahamsa, great swan, the soul that moves the souls of others is reaching to you now. The guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You are blessed by sacred divine relationship with the essence of love itself that adores you and wants only you to be free. That's funny. It's all about freedom. It's like this was like contracted at the very least to help awaken you and free you, like even from yourself. I mean, release karma and all that, but this oracle reaches to you now, indicating that you are held within the grace of a great soul, a teacher of the heart, of the spirit, and there is endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you will be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability in your attainment of the spiritual goals closest to your heart. Be with your patience of love through meditation, yoga, kindness, nature, dancing, singing, whatever speaks to your heart, and know you are one with the divine, and it's only a matter of time before you realize it. So the other card that wanted to come out was Eruption of Light, which is 11. Your words have more power than you may realize, and you have a special ability to heal with words, to bring light where it is needed, and to uplift through simple kindness spoken. You also have a message to bring. It might be an urge to write or speak on topics that are close to your heart. You may also simply have the need at a soul level to share from the heart with others when you are engaged in conversations. This oracle says your voice is part of your power. Do use it. And then you have the spaces between words. This kind of matches what I was saying about the abundance and the blessings. Because this period, the spaces between the words really reminds me of not only a possible dark night of the soul or many dark night of the soul during the awakening, but it is going to feel like a separation, or like maybe an eternal separation from something that's so core within you. And it needs to, because it needs to bring this up for you to switch your perception on it. It's almost like looking for and finding yourself and finding the connection and finding the love in the utter silence and the utter, nothingness. Just that feeling of that it will never be again. Like you will never feel again. You will never have again. That part of you is no longer. That part of you is gone. And what does that mean? Who are you then? What do you connect to then? How do you value yourself then? How do you feel good again? Like this might be your type of muse. This might be your thing that keeps you going. This might be your refuge that if all else fails, you can go into dreamland about and be okay, and it's gone. The illusion is gone. Maybe even how you think about the person is gone. Like just whatever. Like for some reason it's gone. And it's teaching you within that moment. When we look for guidance, we often look for words that clarify, reassure, and help us find our authentic path through the chaos. Yet there's also guidance in the spaces between the words, between each letter, between all of the happenings in our lives, where there is nothing to be said, where there are no lines to be colored in, where there is just openness. There are the times when we need to freestyle. We need to do or not do based on what is happening for us right in the moment. Often there is far less to do than we think. Sometimes when we sense this subconsciously, we feel exhilarated and excited, anxious and nervous, and not even sure why. There is a sense perhaps that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain, or perhaps we are happy to wing it and make it up as we go. Either way, there is space to just be. It is a receiver for the divine presence. If you have a lot of space of unknowing around you now or within you, then just know that there's a lot of divine presence to be received. Exactly like I said, the prosperity. It can't be explained really. It happens between the words, and yet without, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. It can't be received, really. It happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words, any guidance at all. The oracle speaks to you. Enter the space and let go, for your time to receive is upon you. Be blessed. So it's really like that thing of, you know, you really go into a void and nothingness, like I was saying. And it's like, what do you choose to do with yourself? What do you choose to build? What do you choose to create? Who do you choose to be? Like, what do you choose to ask for? What help do you choose to ask for? Do you like give me this back? Do you like bring, you know, help me find this contentment within myself? Like, what do you race towards? And in the same point, it's telling you to like just be. Don't race towards anything, but you might be changing your perception on, like, maybe this whole time you're like, oh, I want to be free from this, or oh, I want this, or oh, I want this person, but it's such a burden. And this person honestly probably is feeling the same way about you. It's probably just as much of a burden for them. They're like, what is going on? Why is this like this? They're just as equally bound. And probably don't know why. And they just want to be free too. But there's something of past life karma and past things, and they have a lot of fear wrapped into it. You have a lot of grief wrapped into it. They probably have a lot of guilt. You have a lot of pain. And you both need to work through that and heal that. So either you can go on in your lives and grow and be happy and go on your path and create in the way you're supposed to. Or so that if you are meant to come back together in whatever way or work together, you can do it in a way where these wounds and these issues aren't between you. But it's probably going to feel, at least for a minute or forever, whatever, that it's almost like the feeling of, I don't know, like Stockholm Syndrome, or like the people who, like, they're abused or kept in a cage their whole life, and then somebody rescues them and takes them out, and it's like they don't know what to do. It's like so scary now that they don't have it, because they identified so much of who they were and their actions and their thinking and their whatever to like that situation. It's almost like this thing that like totally removes that, and now you're just sitting there blindly like, oh my God, part of you is like wants to go forward, and you're like excited. You're like, I have no idea like who I am or how I feel about this, or like you're just free all of a sudden. And it's like, you know, those things when they're released from the cages, like a lot of times they run back to the cages because it's the only security that they know. They haven't built up a level of like security and independence and identity to just be them, that although it was their prison, was also their security, right? It has a similar feeling with this, where it's like, although this was your prison, it was also your security in a lot of ways. And it's like you're being released from the cage. And one part of you is going to feel amazing and want to like run towards it, and the other part is going to want to run back to it, and like, because like your cushion is gone, your security is gone, like you're going to feel very vulnerable. You're going to feel very maybe even alone, or just out into the wolves of the world. And it's an illusion, just to let you know, because this person never was your safe haven. They never were. It was the illusion. You're breaking free from the illusion. So just know that it's going to play on you for a minute as you're healing through those energies, okay? Because if you really, really look at it, this person or situation, up until now anyways, was never your safe haven. Even in a past life, they were never your safe haven, because it led to you being hurt. And they had fears about it and guilt. It just keeps going and going and going. And it's either you know, somebody decides to crap or get off the pot and do it, or they decide to just let it go completely. And I don't know, somebody may decide to just act like they want to let it go completely. And that may even be temporary. It may or may not. Either way, you get freed. They may realize once the burden of this is freed that they don't look at you in the same light anymore. And then they could see the positive sides of you. Maybe all this time, because of this past life karma, they could only see you through the lens of all of the fear and the grief and the stuff they experience. Like, you probably triggered so much fear in them, and you brought up their shadow, and they triggered all of your grief and your pain, and they brought up your shadow. And so guys couldn't really deal with or see the true genuine each other because you just triggered each other's shadows. And so maybe now, once this is released and healed, takes time to heal, don't forget that. And it does get uncomfortable sometimes during that, so don't just be like, woo, I'm free. Like, you might go through some stuff for a minute, you may or may not. But if you do, it's okay. Ride with it, roll with it. Ask for help if you need to. Don't try to control it. Like, sometimes it's okay to feel lost. Sometimes it's okay to not know who you are, because that means there's infinite possibilities now. You have this whole world to choose from. But they may see you differently now and be able to see you after they heal, whether it's as a friend, whether it's as a grateful that you were the one decided to come into this life to do it, or whether it's they're actually able to like truly fall in love with you and not in a codependent way, and vice versa. I don't know. Like I said, hit me up for readings to see on that. That would be hard to see. I don't work like that anyways, but if you want to know how to navigate these energies, see what this person's doing, honestly, I would do more about a reading on the wounds about it, or to help you navigate the energies, or like what are they going through or stuff like that. But on the future of this, I probably wouldn't even be told anyways. To me, this feels like a very high priestess vibe, and like something that's not supposed to be known. Like, for one, everyone's is going to be different, but you don't want to be holding on to that, because if you're holding on to the outcome of that, you're not truly doing what all this was meant for anyways. So I'm not going to lie to you. That's just what I would say about it. Like, I don't even think I would be told. So I would absolutely hit me up for a reading on, you know, what is this person thinking? What are they doing? What are they working through? What is my wound? How do I work through this? Or an energetic healing to assist with this. But either way, this person's going to be helping you too. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to keep going around and around, but it's probably going to spark some fear, but also excitement at the same time. And it's going to end up being good for you, and you're really going to find who you are and your confidence in coming into your own, because you're literally going to kind of, in a lot of ways, be like a baby just like spit out into the world. But this time with like not chains and shackles on you, or not a blindfold on. Like, you're going to be seeing things from a whole new perspective, because you came into this world asleep due to this needing to be had, and this karma and all this binding you, and so did they. And it really affected how you guys saw each other too. Like, there was so much love, there was so much connection, even that you guys decided to do it in this lifetime. But because of all this karma and this past life stuff that was between you, it was hard for you to see them a different way, even though your soul felt it. And it was hard for them to see you a different way, even though their soul felt it. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see where that goes, now that you guys both heal and the blindfolds are off. So if you need help with this, let me know. Please remember about my services, also shamanic services, crystalline consciousness technique. That would be awesome for this type of thing, by the way, whether it's relationship, individual, or whatever. Or even light language would be also for this, to help move that energy and heal it. I know I would definitely be using it a lot for me, all of those. So if you're interested, shamanic service, crystalline consciousness technique, CCT, or light language, email me. I don't have those on my services in the description yet. But otherwise, everything else is in the description box below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. It's another way of giving back to me. It takes 2 seconds. Donation information, description box below. But keep your head up. I love you guys, and hit me up if you need help with this. Okay? I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.